Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy. My husband is Paul. We are so happy you have joined us today. I am flying solo today. Paul is at his mom and dad's helping them, and I am doing this on my own. So if the camera work is a little off, be kind. But I really wanted to get on here today. I wanted to share a different type of video. I think it's also really relevant in the frugal and the slow living and the intentional living community. So let's get right into this video. What we're going to be talking about today is breaking the cycle of busyness. And society has really ingrained in us the mentality that if you are idle or you are not being productive, basically it's a bad thing. It is not helpful to anyone. It's not good for anyone. And we have to keep going and we have to keep striving. What our culture has done is made us feel that if we stop and rest, we should feel guilty. That is the furthest thing from the truth. So let's delve into this a little bit. So basically, society wants us to be driven. They want us to keep going. We need to make more money. We need to be more productive. It's a constant cycle. What we don't want to do is become those people who, when they have a minute to themselves, think to themselves, I should be doing this, or I should be doing that. And they are not necessarily things that are a priority, but you need to do them because, well, if you don't, you're being lazy. I just want to dispel that. What happens when the clutches of busyness grab us? We become overtired. We don't sleep well. We don't eat well. Physically, we're not feeling 100%. And maybe the tasks that do mean something to us, we're not giving 100% because we're filling the rest of our time with busyness that amounts to pretty much nothing. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, you work full-time out of the home, if you're retired like Paul and I, we all have obligations. And when I talk about this busyness, we're not talking about things that we have to do. These are obligations. If you go to work from 9 to 5, expect certain things from you. And of course, you have to do those things. If you are raising small children, well, of course, that's your priority, the home, things like that. Even as retired, Paul and I have so much still going on. We help Paul's parents as much as we possibly can. We have our YouTube channel. We have regular home maintenance, the cleaning, the cooking, things like that. Church, we have our volunteer work we do at the theater, family, friends that we want to visit with, spend time with. Things can get hectic. Even when people say, oh, you're retired, you have tons of time. Not necessarily always the case. We are busier now than we have ever been in our life. And this is what has prompted me to really sit down and think about the busyness. I think I suffer from this a little bit more than Paul does, but I think that could be just because of my personality. Think about summertime when you were a child. Oh my goodness. To me, it went on forever. And Paul and I were talking about that. I point to him and he's not even here. Paul and I were talking about that the other day. When you were a child and school let out, oh my goodness, that whole summer was in front of you to relax and enjoy. And basically the days turned into weeks and it was lazy and wonderful. The old saying, those lazy, hazy days of summer. I want to try to recapture that this year. Have to keep refocusing our attention on things that are important and that are meaningful to us. I am a traditional homemaker, meaning I make my own breads. I cook from scratch. I still hang my clothes on the clothesline outside. I don't have a dishwasher. I wash my dishes by hand. To some, that may be busy work. To me, though, that is a priority. Doing things simply and the way they did them back when my grandma was alive and before that is very, very important to me. It brings structure into my home, calmness into my home. It makes my home run efficiently. I feel we eat better. Just, it works for me all the way around. You may hear what I just said and think, oh my gosh, get a dishwasher. Why are you doing your dishes by hand? Why are you not using convenience foods? Because to us, that is a priority. So what I need to do though is figure out what's not a priority, to slow down our days and give ourselves back a little bit of time. We as a couple need to learn to say no a little bit more. When I have downtime, find something that is fulfilling to me and calming to me. Whether it be like if you saw in the thumbnail, just walking through a greenhouse and looking at the abundance of spring flowers. When we say the word busyness, we are talking about filling every minute of our day with a task, whether it be necessary or not. Because when we do sit down and relax, we feel guilty. We feel unproductive. We feel lazy. We feel we are not contributing. We really, as a society, need to break that mindset. We are who we are. Some people can go 100 miles an hour a day and it doesn't bother them. There's a lot of us who can't do that. And when it comes to the point where you're feeling it physically, emotionally, that there's just too much going on of things that may not be a priority and may not be important, that's when we need to pull out the calendar and start crossing things off. By doing that, when we do attend to a task, we're more focused. We're calmer. Our anxiety is less. There's a feeling of peace. There's a feeling of calmness. And the tasks that are obligations, the things that we need to take care of, our families, our careers. If you're taking care of aging parents like Paul and I, that becomes a priority. These are all things that we need to fit in. So some of the other things that are pulling on us are going to have to go to the wayside. We need to constantly tell ourselves we are working hard. We are getting done everything that needs to get done. So when we do have downtime, we can enjoy that downtime. We can do something frugal, we can do something fun, and we can do something that brings peace and contentment to us. We need to shut the outside world off sometimes. We really do. And we need to tell it to back off. Because once you are in your home, doing what you need to do, that extra time is for you. Take a short nap, regroup, go for a walk, have a cup of tea, read a book. Things that no one frowned upon, 50 years ago. Paul and I tried to implement those philosophies of being peaceful, of being calm, of not overcommitting constantly into our lives. And we encourage you to do the same. I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pencil. Don't do it on your phone. What are some things you want to accomplish on your downtime this summer? Could be simple, easy things. But I want you to write them down. I hate the word bucket list. I hate that. And so I don't even want to call it that. But I want you to make a list of things that will bring you joy and things that will calm your soul throughout the summer months. Try to keep the frugal. Shopping is not one that I want to see on your list, okay? Unless it's for something you really need. I'm talking about the simple old-fashioned pleasures. You're benefiting yourself more than you can ever imagine. So get that piece of paper out and start a list. And put down those things that will bring you joy, peace, calm, that are non-obligations. And try to reflect on that list throughout the summer. And when you have those minutes of time when everything is taken care of, and those dishes maybe can wait 30 minutes before we wash them, refer to that list. pull it out and just look it over and pick one of those things if you're able to do them at that point. We need to get back to a simpler, quieter time in our lives. Our homes, as I tell you all the time, are our havens and our place of contentment and safety. And we need to create an environment that reflects such. Though this video may have been a little bit different than what we usually put out, we believe it's really beneficial to hear right now, especially to those of us who live a frugal, old-fashioned type of life. Because what's going on out there, the higher prices, unsettling news, all kinds of stuff, we need to kind of carve out a niche, a bit of time for us to regroup and to refresh and to just relax. Remember that word? Relax. You don't hear it very often. People don't say to other people, "Oh, what did you do this weekend?" "Oh, I spent the whole weekend relaxing." Well, guess what? We really should start bringing that word back just a little bit. So we hope this video was motivating and encouraging in the best possible way. Our question for today is, give me 2 things that are going on your summer quiet time list that I just asked you to put together. Leave them down below. Share them with us because it will not only encourage Paul and I, but our viewers as well, and it may give us ideas on how to relax even more. We thank you so much for that. We ask that you take a minute and please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Come on in and be part of our frugal family. We would love to have you. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.